the way I see a team, man, it needs to have first of all, it has to have a clear-sighted goal, a purpose. Like it must contain some kind of, even if it's a continuing, expanding goal or purpose, it has to have that. It needs to have a aim or goal or desire. And it must be shared commonly with all members. They must see each member has to see that goal and see that vision. You know, and if they don't see it, they're gonna find their place off the team eventually. You know, because they don't see the vision, they don't see it. So they're gonna cause problems. They're gonna cause problems because they have differing views. They're gonna cause problems and they're gonna leave. A team should have clear-sighted goal as number one. Number two, each individual has to have already they gotta have a personality of commitment already, really, like beforehand. They have to either be committed like in character already now, or at least they have to see the vision enough to want to develop commitment there. You know, they have to be committed. Commitment is extremely, extremely important. Loyalty is another of importance in a team, of course, as well. Being loyal to others, you know, being loyal to, of course, your plans, commitments, all y'all secrets, things that y'all got going on. I see a lot of teammates, they put personal things online. When they get in arguments with other teammates, team members and stuff like that, they start doing personal shots. They start spilling all kind of personal beans and all this other stuff. That has to stop. That should stop. Loyalty is something there. Communication is the utmost of importance. You know, proper communication, the ability to communicate. But a lot of brothers don't have that ability. You know, it's an egotistical thing. They say like, yo, my view is my view. And if you ain't listening to me, I don't care what you got to say. Fuck what you got to say. That's how they look at it. You know, I'm not with that. I was always a logical one. I was always the thinker. I wasn't with that. I have my part to play in the degradation of, you know, certain team stuff too, though. I'm not going to take out of my accountability. I'm going to take accountability for my actions always and always remain by truth. But, you know, but definitely communication is a very, very big issue. You know what I mean, that people got in teams. So if you having those things, I think having those foundations, those main foundations is really, really important, man. You know, having a clear-sighted goal, commitment, loyalty, and of course, communication.
Yep. So now, all right, with that being said, you reached a certain point where now, granted, you are always seeking answers in regards to dancing or just life, period.
Yep.
You got an overview I will believe you got an overview of what you believe flex was or is right now for you. And at one point, and for some, there's still some type of confusion. However, when you got to that place, I will believe where now you have the knowledge, wisdom, and understand to overlook the community and see what it is responsible for versus not. Like, how did you identify yourself with the flex community then when you found yourself completely as a dancer?
How did I identify myself? Like, what do you mean? Like, what context? Like
in the sense of, you see that how there's a lot of confusion within the community in regards to knowledge, history, and whatever the case may be.
Yes.
When you're going and digging through these things to find truth, so you can find more of yourself with the truth. It's like,
yes.
All right, how do I look at this community now, and how do I align myself with it? Do I keep up with the lie, or do I express truth because I have it?
I absolutely 100% express truth without any problems at all. I will tell people the truth with a quick minute. I don't care at all. They can get mad all they want to. The truth is the truth. It is what it is. You know, as far as the style origins, as far as the people, the things that I found out, the accumulation of knowledge that I saw and proof as well. I was able to come to a lot of different conclusions, you know, like conclusive. I mean, I'm talking about things like it's undeniable, you know, irrefutable. You can't, like, it's nothing to argue. But of course, they still try to argue it only because people, you know, when they feel like they got something of their own, like they'll hold dear to it. You know, they if they didn't have anything in the past and they feel like they got something, they're gonna be like, no, I'm something, so I gotta hold this and I'm gonna defend it with everything. But they don't know that, you know, by admitting and giving homage to certain things and doing other things, right, that gives more strength in what you're holding, you know, and it gives more acceptance around the world as well when you just openly understand and admit that, you know. So I never gave a shit, and I still don't, and I still will always give out, you know, the truth and knowledge is, you know, regardless of whatever they got to say. I'm a heavy advocate for the style, you know. but I won't deny, a lot of the other different things. Once again, shout outs to Brian. Brian was absolutely great with exposing some of those truths concerning the styles and everything like that with me. Brian Asha was definitely a super Tafari,
what
definitely.
Asha play in your life? Because I mean,
Oh man.
Like,
Yo, shout out to Asha, man, 100%.
Asha Flasha, he still need to get himself up here. You need to stop.
Yeah, I know, man. You know how you get.
Braided, do Asha. Stop playing. Other than that, Asha's, yes, a great guy. How did you find yourself linking up with Asha?
Damn, son. Yo, Asha is my brother, bro. So I got connected with Asha really through Gutter, man. Gutter is kind of who made that. Like, he put the energy out, like, yo, y'all be cool, bro. He's like, yo, like, Asha, you did, like, bro, you do the, like, it's crazy. He was like, your mom, she an African dancer. You play the drums, your mom an African dancer. He was like, y'all all do the same joint. He said, Adisa, his grandma's an African dancer, his mom African dancer, they African dance teacher. He played the drums. He said, bro, y'all vibe on every level, bro. That's how that happened. You know what I mean? I ended up hitting up Asha. I saw Asha at one of these FDM parties or whatever like that. It was like it was kind of like the boiler room. It wasn't the boiler room, but it was like it. I saw Asha there. That was the first time. Got his contact and everything. I hit him up. I said, yo, bro, I need to learn I need to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn movement and stuff like that. Like, I want to learn how to get better. I want to learn movement.
Did you ever study his team that he was in?
Did I study Team Unexpected?
Yeah.
Did I study them? Yes, I definitely did. Mark, Deidre. He told me about another guy that was a part of his team. Rest in peace. His name is Brian, to my knowledge. Right. Shaniqua, of course. Safari. Reem. Yeah. So yeah, I got a chance to study, his team.
Because one time that in recent, but more back, like the conversation of the Get Low came up.
Oh yes. yes, of course. Such a touchy conversation and topic. But I definitely understand Asha's point of view and what he's helped incorporate in that style. And I understand what Reem's point of view is. I got a chance to talk to Reem too. Great conversation. Talk to Reem as well about, what he see to be Get Low and everything.
Because Al was one of the, if not the person.
Yes. I was told the same thing. And I saw the move Reem said that he got from Al, that incorporated that into his style. I actually saw that move as well. So yeah, definitely.
Safari in his camp for dropping that footage.
Yeah, definitely. Tafari been dropping a lot of gems, man. The closest two people I have right now in this entire world is definitely them two. It's Tafari and Asha. They like my brothers. I talk to them every single day. They're my family. They help me out with everything. Yeah, Asha and Tafari every single day, man. Okay. Now, I mean, they like family to me. You know what I mean? I look at them like really, really high level family members. So.
That's dope.
Yeah, definitely. So, shout outs to them. They push me really, really. I might be I have really smart spiritual knowledge and book knowledge and stuff like that. But the street knowledge, no. I learned that from them, from being around them. Oh, and Bluetooth definitely, but definitely Asha and them. Being around those fields and those environments, he really showed me the ropes, a lot of things streetwise in New York. Understanding Brooklyn come from being around Asha and Tafari the most, so. But Asha definitely is a big pivotal point in my journey as well. Now with movement, body movement. So he helps me see a different perspective on, how motion should be, how flow should be, taking your time, dancing in the pocket, as they say. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. So that's something that Asha shed a lot of light on, man, in terms of that. And that's something that I'm building right now, man. I'm coming for that movement joint. That's my next journey I want to conquer, besides gliding. I haven't conquered gliding yet, by the way, but I think I'm pretty close, something like that, maybe 3-4 years off of conquering gliding, in my way. But movement is my next thing that I want to conquer. I mean, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. I see it to be something. And that's crazy because I was always fighting for technicality. But I have a way to do movement in a technical way. Right. I think now, when I get that style down. So shout out to Asha. Asha definitely was a pivotal role. Yes, big ups. Even in history, definitely. I mean, he brought me around a lot of Flatbush OGs. Another inspiration for my style, Surf was too. And I found out that Surf actually learned from Asha back in the day. That's actually Asha's student at one point. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I found that out. And well, actually, Surf and Asha was together. He confirmed that with me. You know, when I was with them, I was with Surf. I was with Surf, Ali Cat, Asha, Biggs. It was us 5 in a hallway. You know, we was somewhere. I don't know where we was at. I think somewhere in Flatbush. I'm not sure it was Flatbush. I think it was in Flatbush somewhere.
Okay.
But we was over there. You know, we was all talking. You know, and you know, they was just running down the history crazy. So Asha brought me around a lot of, you know, historical, you know, like people from back then, you know, and they let me know a lot of different truths. Like, nah, such and such wasn't doing that back then. He was doing this. Nah, this style wasn't added in there. That was added this time. Like, it's just, you know, a lot of different truths and histories, you know, a lot of things that came out. Asha definitely brought me around those environments. You know, he was real big on that. Like, yo, bro, like, we gonna mob out over here. You gonna meet blah, blah, blah today. We gonna mob out over here. You gonna meet blah, blah, blah today. That's Asha. Asha always do that. He always take me places, you know, and diligently help me understand and learn more, you know, from a higher level, you know, definitely. So, yeah, you know, I definitely got a lot from him too, you know, definitely. Tafari is just, he the hub for everything when it comes to Flex, man. Flex in Brooklyn, yo, Tafari introduced me to his mother and his father. You know, that was a great, great moment. I came to the Flex meeting and everything like that. You know, one of the Flex meetings or whatever for Flex reunion and stuff. And I got a chance to meet his father and everything. So I talk to Tafari every day. I see his mom in the back. We all talk, Miss Sandra and stuff. We all close, you know. We real close. Everybody close. So yeah, he gave me a lot of the authentic knowledge as well from Flex in Brooklyn. And Tafari, he like a brain, he a computer nerd. He like a nerd, you know. He's like he like a scientist, and he stores everything. You know what I mean? So he gave me all the historical understanding of Flex in Brooklyn. You know, so Asha is outside of Flex in Brooklyn / Flex in Brooklyn. He's straight Flex in Brooklyn and Flex House and all of that. Tafari is the book of knowledge with that stuff. So yeah, they definitely played a big role in my understanding of flexing. And that's why I go hard with, you know, pushing the old school understanding to go with what they do today now. I push that really, really hard. I stress that hard. Like, you guys need to learn, like, you know, I'm learning those things still. So I don't consider myself to be a teacher in those respects. I teach things if I'm cleared to do that. Asha and Tafari have pool and rank. They're OGs. So if they tell me, yo, that's cool with these, if you do that, I do it. I don't do it unless, because that's people's problem. Everybody teaching and not complete. So if they feel like I'm good on, So they feel like I'm good on something to teach, I'll teach it out of respect. You know, just because I have respect for those, for the hierarchy and the style. You know what I mean? I only teach when I'm given clearance to teach. You know, I asked them specifically, I said, yo, T, you think I'm good enough to teach gliding? They said, yeah. I said, okay, well, I'm going to teach gliding. Yo, you think I'm good enough to, like, go over the head movements and all that? They said, yeah, all right, I'm going to go over the head movements now. So everything I go over is clear, is like cleared, you know, to do that. I believe in hierarchy. I love order. I like justice. I like reason. I like logic. I like analytics. That's me. I'm all about facts and truth. Yeah. I don't care about nothing else, bro. Like, that's it for me.
You got lights in your room?
Yes, I do. 1 second. Yeah. Yeah, it is getting pretty. Yeah, it's getting pretty dark. Yeah. I don't care what I feel better, my neck and all that. I don't care about nothing else, man. That's all that matters to me is truth. So, you know, if somebody's on that type of time, excuse me, on any other type of time, I don't care. I go back to the roots of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm always on that. That's my thing. If you play by the books, you good. You know what I mean? You gotta facts only. You know, facts only. You know.
So now,
yeah.
From there, after everything you will find out, there was one nugget that was laying around that a lot of people try to keep covered, but you among many uncover that jewel.
Yes,
so
sir.
Now you come across Mr. Wiggles and others like him. How was it coming across Mr. Wiggles and knowing he played a pivotal part in our community from the outside?
Bro, it was unbelievable, man. Like, I couldn't believe it, son. Like, just seeing all the similarities and, like, almost like literal, like literal, I don't want to use the word copy, you know, but like literal inspiration. Like, you could say copy, but because Mr. Wiggles put out those DVDs, you know, for a reason. You know what I mean? He gave them for people to use, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't like to say copy, because he did that on purpose for people to get the stuff. Right. You know, he told me the same thing with the moves. So I try not to say copy, but you can say copy,
But
You
that's
can
why,
say copy if they deny it.
but that's why I always ask dancers, like every dancer goes through an emulation phase.
Yes.
And you have to find your identity so you can get out of the emulation phase. So necessarily is like for Mr. Wiggles, like he laid down a template where you can use it and create your own situation if you find it.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah.
And
He
that's
said,
that's the whole point of really teaching. You're giving somebody a part of you, and at the same
yeah,
time, letting them know you'll find you with it.
find yourself. Yep, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I can do it like this, but I need you to understand you can do it different too. So it's like I gave you one, now create two.
Yeah, Mr. Wiggles, he usually his rule is a 6-month rule. He said you got 6 months to emulate a copy. After that, it's biting. I
Right.
remember him saying that. I remember him saying that before. So you got time to like
That's
come
why
up with
like I
stuff.
respect it where it's like, yo, if you trying to look like me for the rest of your life, like, bro, that's
That's a problem, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
like,
It's okay
bro,
because like we all gather stuff from what we inspire and see, but change it up. Like, you know what I mean? Mr. Wiggles is big on mastery and stuff like that, you know. But
right.
anyway, talking to him was unbelievable. I mean, it changed my life as well. He's another pivotal thing. That was a life-changing thing. You know, he made me want to create like, my idea of like the ultimate style is coming from him. You know, like I'm going outside, I'm transcending flex, when it comes to like where I want to really go, because of him, like in terms of the mindset.
Right.
I'm like, yo, like, nah. I look at P like that. Like he's like a transcendent flex dancer. That's his style. He created his own style of flex. It's still he got the pieces of flex and Brooker, but he's like a transcendent being inside of flexing.
Right.
I kind of want to go that lane as well. Not like what he do, but just what I do. But anyway, Mr. Wiggles changed everything because he showed me all kinds of different styles. He gave me the history of hip hop, boogaloo / popping, b-boying. He gave me those 3 histories. You know what I mean? Like style origins, where certain stuff started, his role in it, what he's done for it. He gave me those histories. I talked to Mr. Wiggles on the phone. I talked to him, of course, on Instagram and stuff like that, and on Facebook. Those are my main places I talk to him. And we have very long conversations. He'd tell me like ways he can see my glide going and stuff like that. He saw me from the Braille, the Braille's how that started.
Okay.
He shared me in a What's Poppin' page and a few other pages and stuff. And that's when he made everything. He the one that caused that big chain reaction to happen like that. It was because he shared it. Yeah, it's because he shared it that made that chain reaction happen that way.
Just for that love, for real.
Yeah, it was crazy, yo. When he shared me, man, it was like it changed everything. And it made me see everything different. Like he showed me like holy grail videos on YouTube of like old school dancers from back in the day, literally doing things that I see in flexing and broke up. So I said, wait a minute, something's going on here, man. It's a part of the story I don't know about. So I started digging deeper, and I let other dancers, come out in a minute, but I will confirm that, and people have saw recently as well, there are OGs who admit that, they've watched DVDs from Mr. Wiggles, they've watched it at the time. They've admitted that they have, that Mr. Wiggles was their biggest inspiration, like, and there's an OG I know, I'll let him tell his business on his own. There's an OG I know that said that his original name was Wiggles after him. Because he has so much inspiration from him.
Somebody come out of hiding.
Yeah. So I want people to be able to do that on their own. But yeah, I've learned a lot of things behind closed doors. So that's why, I think what they think is that because you admit that you've used some of those things in your style, that it's gonna take away from the uniqueness and solidity of what flexing is.
No, you better. That's why I tell the dancers, like, you have to be in love with the art to want to even take it to a place you feel in your mind you could take it. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, it's like, I know for me, when I'm in front of these pioneer, innovative dancers who are my elders, it's one of those things where it's like, they see me dance and be like, oh, shoot, like, yo, this thing done come super far from what we was doing. Like, so in a sense, it's like, yo, you can still get a part in history if that's what you're really looking for. But it's like, you got to work.
Right. Indeed. Yeah. It was unbelievable, man. Like, all the techniques that I saw and they're just so similar and actually exactly the same in a lot of cases,
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that, man. But just know, it's obvious, right? The minute you wave down here and the minute you wave at all, you know, you're talking about West Coast styles, you know, off grip, you know, I mean, it's just an automatic fact, you know. You know, the minute you bend your hand this way, I mean, it don't matter if, you know, yeah, you change the understanding, right? But the minute you do that, the minute you talking about West Coast styles, you know what I mean? You know that, I mean, it's the truth. It is what it is. It's the truth. I'm saying it because it's the truth, you know? It's not to take away from what we've done. Yeah, we took it to another level. You don't have to use these, you know, but the fact is people do it. You know, I see people like connect, like they just connect, bring things up. You know, they do all stuff outside of that. But the fact is we do this, you know? It don't look exactly like, you know, the touch style from back in the day, like it look all fast, but that's because it advanced. But yeah, we definitely have our uniqueness, but you know, and it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the incorporations. Yes, we incorporated things from poppin', hip hop, mostly poppin'. Let's get more. I want to be more specific and say the umbrella poppin'. I wouldn't necessarily say hip hop because since hip hop is composed of elements of poppin', b-boy, and certain party dances, I would just get specific and say
it's
that we for popping. Yeah, I'd say popping. And they're taking it like in their mind, their logic is a lot of other devs, their logic is, well, we're not doing this, so we're not doing that, you know. But what I'm saying is, bro, it don't matter if you're not doing that. But you're still doing a technique. The technique, there are techniques that are or whole styles. They actually consider those separate styles of popping. Like Scarecrow's its own thing, waving is its own thing. None of that. That's not really popping, but I guess some OGs came to an agreement that could be the umbrella term, you know, but some OGs disagree with that, you know, and the West Coast community.
That's what I noticed more so on the West Coast, where there's the historical debate of where their situation really gets in the entanglement, and that's between more so everything that takes place in Oakland, everything that's taking place in Fresno, everything that's taking place in Long Beach, all the way up, going down probably to San Diego. That'll be going down. So it's just like all up through this state is like, you know what I'm saying,
definitely
what it is, whether it
be it's like
up and down that California coast. It's like that's why I say these West Coast styles, because I'm like, as much as I could get into the digging, it's just like, yo, listen, I just want to give y'all all y'all flowers.
Yeah, that's all I want to do too.
I still know enough to the point where when I teach it, it's respected.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make sure nobody's thrown off course. It's like, no.
Exactly.
Like this, I met you. This person was doing it like this. I want to give credit to everybody.
You want to give credit, exactly, and that's all. And there's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, like it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things that, you know, people. But it's just because they don't understand the history of how, you know, those things even arrived in New York, for example. You know, how those things even got there. You know, that they're not really, you know, too familiar with. And based off of what Mr. Wiggers told me, of course, their flex from Brooklyn, of course, was Soul Train and things of that nature. You know, I think Soul Gold and then Soul Train.
They had
another one called Solid Gold, it was.
West Coast dances like Don Cornelius, Soul Train. And then, I mean, everything West Coast more so is coming through that conduit first.
Right.
Stuff will come later on.
Right.
It's just like, they got to it, and the Electric Boogie became a thing.
Yeah, but Mr. Wiggles was telling me that, you know, they got the ability to see that style from TV. Like, you know,
the Soul Train, that's how the Electric Boogie came.
That's what I was talking about. Like, you know, how it got to New York is through TV, kind of like what happened with Flex in Brooklyn in a sense. Right. You know, when they were saw on TV, that's how it got into New York. And Mr. Wiggles was saying that they incorporated that. Of course, their flavor, you know, it's a different flavor. They're dancing to hip hop music. You know, they're dancing. I mean, they're still dancing to, you know, soul or funk music or whatever as well. But they're dancing to hip hop music, you know, at that time. They're dancing to different things. So, of course, it's going to change the flavor. I love the boogie style. I love boogie. I love electric boogie style. You know, I know OG poppers from the West Coast, you know, they got an issue with that style. I don't. I love it. It looks similar to flexing in a way because it doesn't hit everything. It breaks its hits to do moves and techniques like punchline. You know, it looked just like that. It's crazy. So I see Electric Boogie to be a masterpiece. It's it's New York swag, man, on popping.
Literally.
You know?
That's
It's
it.
New York popping.
New York version of the popping.
Yeah, it looks amazing, man. You know, I tell Mr. Wiggins that all the time, bro. I love your old classic boogie style, man. I love that. I said I like EB Wiggles too, though. You know what I mean? I like EB Wiggles. I said they gave you got a super fire technique when you lab with them. You know what I mean? Labbing with them. And he let me know that also he learned from Papa Taco as well.
Yeah.
So
he became a student to them until he found his identity as well.
Yes, indeed. So I can tell that he did get a lot of technique and understanding from them too, you know, definitely, because they are serious about animation and, you know, animation of the body over there and over there. So I was like, wow.
When Sugar Pop came to New York, he gave Fable and Wiggles those scrolls.
Exactly. Yes.
Styles.
It's the Great Exchange. Yeah. That's what he told me it's called. He called this exchange Great Exchange or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely they changed. He gave him the B-boy and they gave him the poppin', you know. So I was telling people, like, you know, do you guys think, like, I had a debate with, you know, certain flexors in the past when I was bringing up this point in argument. I said, like, do you think y'all guys created waving or something? And they were just like, you know, yeah, like we made blah blah blah. And I'm like, not at all, you know. But it's just because they didn't know any better and know the history. And it's okay, like I say, people is real big on control and, you know, wanting to feel like they have their own and they want to only completely, totally be their own. But what they have to understand is, dog, we are always all innovative mostly. It's very hard. Creation is a very, very tough word, man, because all thoughts come from a pre-existing thought. Right. Like, you cannot think of something without having a central stimulus of, like, the five senses, outside world. You have to come in contact with something of five senses. So you need
to tell people, like, yo, you literally got to become a scientist in this whole situation of finding you. Like there's no way you should be looking at yourself like, I'm trying to be like the next person. Like, no way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I think the incorporation of many techniques and stuff like that in the style. Yeah, I mean, it evolved, man. You know, that reggae flavor, you know, added with, you know, our own techniques that we have, our own, you know, stuff. It's stuff in flexing that's not named, but it's its own things. I went over this stuff with Mr. Wiggles and stuff. It's stuff in flexing. It's mannerisms and techniques that's not named. And I got with Asha and all of them, and I said, yo, bros, like, y'all see what is it when y'all do this? And then I showed them the walk-up joint. I said, what is it when y'all do this? And I call it the straight line or whatever. But I said, okay, so you see that, right? I said, y'all never named that, right? He's like, nah. So far as like, nah, we never. I said, so how about we just look at flexing? I said, how about we just look at flexing and, like, name everything that's not been named? Like, how about we just do that? So that way it can be easier. Because now we can show people, like, what flexing is. Because y'all don't know how to communicate those ideas of motions that flexing does. That's its own thing, because it's a swag. But because y'all don't know how to communicate that, people are only going to go to the techniques that they see next, because that's the only thing that they can identify with. So I see this. You know what I mean? I see all of that. They don't know how to name all the other stuff that flexing got, you know, and everything like that, you know, because it's never been named. So I was telling them, like, let's start naming that stuff. You know what I mean? Let's get to the nitty gritty of naming that stuff, because flexing has its own stuff. So let's name that stuff. Like, it looks like its own thing. I asked Mr. Wiggles on several occasions. You know, I showed him several differences. I broke it down crazy for him, to the point where the popping community went in that What's Popping page. They was like, yo, I don't know who you are. I know you're the one guy that made the gliding or whatever, but yo, thank you so much. It was one of, I don't remember which popper was. It was one of their legend poppers, but he was like, thank you so much, because yo, I literally did not understand flexing until you literally just broke it down completely. So now I see the differences. Now I see it. Yeah. Like, it is its own thing. There was like, I still see the similarities with liquid and waving and other things incorporated, but I do see it now. I see it. Thank you. Mr. Wiggles is like, yeah, the brother, he give off the knowledge of the flexing. He said, I appreciate him too, because, you know, this and that. That's what I did. I was like, because, bro, these dudes have an issue with communication. If you hate that, all right, look, their logic is this. If the outside world is hating us, let's just go battle them. Nigga, that's not going to change their opinion. If you beat them in a battle, is that going to make them understand what you do even more? No, it don't. Bro, we've already beat poppers in battles. Did that make them understand the style? No. Many poppers still think flexing is just a watered down, it's just popping what they're not doing it on the beat. That's what some of them think. Still to this day. Okay, so battling them is not going to change anything. You have to communicate. If you have a problem with how the world sees the style, then you should communicate. But I understand some of them, they have different upbringings. They're not used to that. You know, they don't communicate. They used to like, you know, more, I'm not saying all of them are like this, but more aggressive measures. You know what I mean? They get a little bit more aggressive with things, you know, communication wise. But some of them can talk. Some of them are intellectual. Shout outs to Jordan, all of them, you know, people like that. But I'm speaking about the older school people, you know, but they're more, yeah, but they're more quiet though. They my bro, I love them, but they're more quiet and stuff. Reggie does his thing, you know, speaking his truths or whatever, you know, saying what he got to say. And some other OGs, of course, Nugget, you know, shout out to Nugget. Nugget does it as well. Yeah, he definitely does it as well. Nugget definitely does it. He puts out, like, you know, a lot of the understanding, the information. But I think that there should be an analysis, like an in-depth analysis of like it needs to be completely dissected to its core and presented to the world in that way, you know, because people are confusing things a lot. Now they're confusing it with turf fan and, you know, other styles, animations and glides. I mean, I'm sorry, animation. They call animation dance. It's still popping, whatever. Yeah, animation style.
But that's the thing. Even with the whole animation thing, like, granted, I get where the term or the introduction of this word with a look comes from. However, it's like that word in itself is something that's just bigger than them.
Right.
All you really did was put a name on something somebody probably already did, like, yo, you're very animated.
Right.
So
very animated, right.
When it comes to the poppers, it's like you're animated, and then you look at what you have presented to the world to follow. So you have character animations of some sort. Because I remember having a conversation with Fable. Me and Fable was chopping it up, and I'm telling him straight in his face, like, yo, I love popping. It's a part of my foundation, this whole situation. However, what I don't like is when I'm in here, I feel like I see a bunch of copycats. I feel like
they have a lot of that on their side too.
To be like the people before them and don't let it go.
They got super clones on their side.
So it's like when I only see the Cyclops or any of those Harryhausen techniques all the time.
Yes.
I don't feel like I'm seeing it differently. And I'm a very imaginative person to be like, yo, and ask you, yo, what did you do? Can you break it down to me? Let me know. Because necessarily, if you're just going to tell me, oh, I did this, and it's like, I've seen him do that. I've seen him do that, and I've seen him do that. And if I pull up all 8 videos, you probably did it the same as them. However, there's so many other stuff that have come out over time that it's like, yo, you never tried that? You never tried that? You never tried
right.
that?
Exactly.
Abel looked at me and was like, yo, pretty much, you're like, yo, kid, I like you. Like, yo, let's see what you got. So he introduced to me a technique that he uses that he gave to me. He introduced it to his class. So when I understood what he had to give and I showed him what I'll do on top of it, it was like, oh, yo, like, yo, homie, the young boy is nice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I'm very big on creativity, like super big. And when I study other greats, let's say just Electric Boogaloos per se, like when I hear their story, they always say like Skeeter Rabbit is like the greatest in the creative pocket. Like him.
Yeah.
It was
like Skeeter Rabbit was dope.
Like
dope. I watched a few.
Continue to be creative. Like there's other stuff going on out here where it's like, yo, I don't think you did this with dancing yet.
Right.
And that's my whole idea is like, yo, I don't think you did this with dancing. And necessarily is like, I told someone the other day where it's like at some point, I believe dancers, because I did it for myself, dancers should find a place where they shut other dancers down, like as far as watching them.
Yeah.
Start seeing people, start looking at other stuff like that maybe involve people, but not necessarily in your real time. Like you can touch them, like go watch a movie, go watch a cartoon, watch a television show, go watch anime, go watch this. Don't stop looking at your peers and go look at a whole other worlds to figure out, yo, how am I gonna bring this over here?
Exactly, make it like unique in your own thing. Yes, exactly. Indeed, bro. I totally agree. And that's why I went with it as well, you know, getting inspiration from movies and techniques and other things of movies and things of that nature as well. You know, I wanted to, then I started blending characters. It was a thing that I do. I never use this style, but I got a style where I fuse the character of Jack from Tekken with Lei Long. You know what I mean? Like I do robot, but drunk at the same time. So I could be a drunken yeah. So I do those things. Like that's another way I create characters. You know, if I decide, my style is based on mechanisms. You know, I do mechanisms of things. I don't really emulate characters. I just be a decent. But what I say is I do a unique thing where I take two aspects of characters and I'll look at it as if they either fuse together, like on some Dragon Ball Z joint.
I do that too. Like you take the accents of their emotions. Like
exactly.
Take that and create something.
Like you would say something like, what if an avatar, the blue ones, what if one of the avatars was a zombie? You know, I think of stuff like that. Like I do like what if scenarios, and I create styles off of what ifs. So, you know, that was my creating process for movement and motion, you know, added with the flavor of, you know, Flex Brook up, you know, dancehall, stuff like that. I started to try and think in that way. But yeah, that's my process too, you know. That's the process too. But yeah, shout outs to them over there, man. West Coast, they went hard with that, man. You know, created some grace over there, man. Like Rio Robot, that's what I watch a lot, man. I used to watch him a lot. When he did that little creep thing when he walking, like he locked, like when he walked, it's insane. Yeah, Rio Robot. That's an OG I love to me, man. He's one of my favorites. Poppin' Taco, one of my favorites in terms of animation.
That's my guy, bro.
I love that dude, man. He's unbelievable.
Taco, that's my guy, man.
Yeah.
I met him through Wiggles. Like Wiggles gave me the green light. Wiggles was like, yo, go hit up Hugo, and then I'm saying you'll be good from there. It's like, you know what I'm saying? The way I look at it is like the rite of passage.
Right.
Like I'm really like going through history, like really getting scrolls that people probably don't even know. Like, and at the same time, it was like I met him going to Cali, went to Long Beach, and I met him. And like first thing I did was give him a big hug on site. Like, yo, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, feel the love. We got back to his garage, and I had all the questions to ask. Same thing when I went to Wiggles class. Like, everybody's in there. Like, in Wiggles class, there was more people with me. Mm-hmm. But I was the one that had all the questions in the world to ask. Like, the class started looking at me like, damn, you got all the questions. I'm like, yo, like, I've been doing the research for God knows how long now. So to meet someone along my way that's been inspiring to me was like, yeah, let's stay in this direction. So meeting him, meeting Taco, it was one of those things where it was like, yo, I remember dancing in front of him. I'm going through different styles and I'm showing him like, yo, this is what we do in the community of flexing. Yo, this come from this originate from this. I put these two elements together, dance hall and West Coast hip hop. I meshed these two together, and this is this. By the time he started really look at me break down certain stuff as he's breaking down certain stuff from his end to me, so he was looking at me. That's why I shared that clip that's on like Facebook, where it's like, where he's like, yo, your style, like your movements is original. Like to hear that from him, it was like, and that's what I noticed for me.
New York got a swag, man. Y'all all got a swag when y'all move, man. It's different. Yeah, it's like a New York flavor.
It's like when he like what I like about me is like being around certain people who have lived these things. It was like when I took Poppin' Pete on class, and it's like he's walking around the class, and then it's like he'll come over to you to see if you're doing it right. And it's like one of those things, he came over and it's like he put his finger down like this, and it just felt like I started to do it more right because he gave it. Wow. Like, so it was there, like, so it was just one of those things where it's like when I have peers like that are older than me and seen the world when it comes to dancing, they've seen it. It's like they can still come back to this time and be like, yo, I can go through my mental Rolodex and tell you based off what I've seen, yo, you got something original. Like your way you're moving is fire. And that's why I tell people more time, like, yo, really study and really craft your situation because you have to put you together. You will never want to look like anybody else. At this point, you should know you've reached a point where it's like, for every part you take, you should give a rose.
Right. Indeed. Yes, sir. Totally agree, man. 1000%.
So it's just, yo, when I keep meeting these dancers, like even just to hear their stories, and that's why I made one of the reasons why I created Dance Talk, because like even through the stories, you learn a lot. Even if we don't get to see the actual visuals sometime, like you
Mhm.
get to hear the story. If you can see the story, it's like you can get your parts.
Indeed. Indeed so.
Mhm.
Indeed so. Yeah, definitely, man. That's a fact.
Mhm.
Fact.
So what's up? What's new for Adisa? Like how
Ah, man, a lot, man. Shoot. I mean, I do a lot of things on the spiritual side for y'all that don't know. I have a spiritual league going on. Definitely, I practice Buddhism. So I've been doing a lot in that. Preparing myself, getting a retreat center set up. I'm trying to get a retreat center done in Virginia. So right now, I'm just collecting
Buddha
people.
Stretch?
Right now.
Buddha Stretch is into that too.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Good for
Wow,
him.
wow.
Yeah, he's
Um,
into
I
that.
should, yeah, I should definitely link up with him. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Buddha Stretch.
Um, yeah, I need to link up with him for sure. Then in that case, I didn't know that. It would make sense since his name, right? That's funny. Um, yes, I'm doing things with that. Mostly that's one of my main focuses. I am training and stuff like that. I was told that I have a battle at Zilla Madness. I'm not sure though. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I'm hearing a lot of different mix of. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of mix of things. So that's what it is. I'm gonna see what's up. I ain't gonna say what's up until I get a confirmed. Whatever, because I keep hearing different things. So, but I'm supposed to be battling at Zilla Madness. So I've been doing
Is
my
there
thing.
anyone out there you want to battle? Like, it don't matter what community from. Is there anyone out there who you feel like, yo, I feel like I could get something pulled out of me by battling this person?
By battling that person, right? Yes. I would like to battle. I think the guy, he a dancer or whatever. His name Javi. He like a juker. I like him. I think he'd be hot to battle. I
Okay.
want to battle him. He like a Hispanic dude. He went viral for doing like a glide. He looked like he was in like a storage room or something like that. He did like a glide. He went
Spanish,
really viral.
Spanish white looking guy?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
The one, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. He's like a white looking guy, Spanish. Yeah. He's somebody that I could see myself battling and stuff like that.
Mm.
Um, who else? Because I had a good
Fire.
list.
Ooh, that'd be fire.
That'd be too fire, right? Exactly. Yeah, I had a list like I would like to go at it with G Nerd still. That'd be real nice.
That'd be
You
fire.
know,
Yeah, what's
yeah,
up?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I mean, for real, anybody they threw at me in the flex world, I would do that too. I wouldn't mind whoever in that category. I don't have anybody specific in the flex world I really want to battle, but I definitely do. Want to up my tier, as they say, right? The tier system. I love it. Yeah, I like it. It's cool. It's a cool tier system. I said, all right, I get my tier up, you know what I mean? So I guess I get my tier up. I gotta do some battles, right? So I'm gonna just do some battles.
Yeah, because I mean, shout outs to Kels for putting that
Oh
together.
yeah, definitely. Lovely.
I was around for a lot of behind the scenes situations, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I
I
had
love it.
I had put my input. I don't know if he fully used what I had to say, but like I said, he came to me and I invested what was on my mind into that.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
it was
Yeah.
one of those situations though for me where it's like he said, it's room for improvement pretty much. Those ain't not,
Yeah, he said the same to me. Yeah.
um
Yeah.
it's just that in my mind is I think the scale for the amount of battles one should have should be decreased in the sense it's like there should be this like maybe like let's say tier one you did you had to have 3 battles. You had to win 3 battles to challenge somebody in tier two. Tier two has to win let's say 5 battles to battle someone in tier three.
Right, indeed.
It's
Yeah.
like the numbers are reasonable versus when I look at the flexing community, it's like if we just kept it flex, I don't believe there's enough people in here to participate with these amount of challenges at hand because it's like dances are like to me where I look at the world is like dances are losing the love for dance. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're finding them with themselves to say, yo, let's say just one perspective. Dancing ain't taking care of bills right now. So I can't really focus on that. So dancers are falling off when I look at the flex community for different reasons. So it's just
Indeed.
like when you have this, is like if y'all gonna do it, y'all gotta take advantage of it now while everybody's still excited about dancing. so it can really be a thing. So it's like necessarily y'all got to make dancing fun again.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Y'all got to make it fun again for this to work. And then at the same time, if this is a situation where we're keeping track of the dancers who participate in different states or around the world, it's like you got to count that too. So literally someone is really watching what's going on in regards to how one should tear up.
Exactly. How one should be on it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Because I know for sure, I know one of the tiers in my mind where it's like, all right, there's a super, like I said, there was above a tier 3, there was like a super top tier.
It has to be a 4th tier and it has to be a 4th rank.
This is what I said. So there's above tier 3, there's a super top tier. That was one. Above super top tier, there was the kings, the queens, and the lords. And then above that tier was the historic tier, where there are some people that's in the Brooklyn in the community of Brooklyn. I don't just want to say just Flex and Bruck. That's why I just say more so the community of Brooklyn dance. It's
right.
Certain people have really put the work in. So it's like, in a sense, you should know these people.
Indeed.
So if they never want to actually battle at any given time, it's like, yo, you should look into these people. These people have done it, in a sense, on a large scale. Like, they not just battlers. And that's what I notice about the tier. When I look at it, is like, is this just for battlers, or is this like a situation where people are moving up in life?
Indeed.
Like, we shouldn't just look at like the tier as, oh, who has a battle career? Because it's like, yo, if y'all gonna keep it at that conversation, it's like, then that's that. But the way I look at it is like, a lot of people have done music videos, movies, commercials, documentaries. Some people have really been out here training around the world, giving out scrolls to different people. You know what I'm saying? People are attacking different parts of the market where necessarily they have other talents, but they haven't forgot about the dancing element.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And that's why I see certain people where it's like, yo, this person should be there for historical purposes. And that'll be that. Like, this is a person to know. They've taken this dance as far as they could.
Exactly. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah.
It's just like a lot of people in my mind is not really in the historical tier. Like, it's not because you've danced like with everybody behind the scenes or whatever. Oh, and that was another tier under tier 1, underground kings. The people who've never really, the people we can get to learn about, but you never really see.
Right. That was me.
You know what I'm saying?
I was like an underground dude, man.
It was like, at some point, it's like, let's say the names that are being spoke about now, where it's like, they could be in history, but at the same time, the reason why I say they're underground king is because, again, they never really publicly came out and showed the world what they can do. It's one thing where everybody sees you privately. It's another thing where everybody sees you publicly. And you start to build
definitely.
Like, oh, shoot.
At one point, that was Jason, man. I used to just hear about him like randomly. I ain't never seen him, but I just hear him. They're like, yo, it's a secret guru nigga and flexing.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was like,
you don't have to get out of it, but I would believe you would have to respect it because, again, we live in an era where everything is digital, it's easy to access. So it's like, you don't have no excuse for not showing the world who you are and what you could do if you can't show them.
You definitely don't got no excuse, bro. Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? So when I look at it, it's just like, I'm glad that certain people like Jason came out and started to reveal themselves, because he was one of those underground kings where it's like, people did link up with him and it was like, oh, shoot. Like, a lot of dancers is coming from this side.
Exactly. Indeed. So, yeah, I agree with you about the tiering system. You know, I'm supposed to be talking to Kels about that too. For me, I just, you know, a little bit more simply, I think that there should be 4 tiers, of course. The 4th tier being the highest.
Super top tier.
Yeah, that'd be the elite people. You know, I would say the God class people, super people. Because the 3rd tier could be like the tier for elites as well, but I think the 4th tier should be reserved for people like, you know, like, for example, if Storyboard was to be considered it, you know, he would be like,
he was super top tier,
like super ultimate people, like, you know. I also think that there should be a 4th rank. So the tiering system is very objective because it's based on like your wins that you can prove, like you prove, like by proof. So it's objective,
objective and subjective.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, you can also look at it subjectively too, because like who decides, you know, how many wins, you know, it takes for you to rank up, you know, like
But,
you can also say that it's subjective too.
but that's
That's
why,
the subjective side of it.
and that's why I said, like, for
But
the
it is
people who really
objective
put in the
too.
work to make it more than something just for the community. It's like saying when you see professors, like he did more than just
Right.
that. Like
Yeah.
he's with Erykah Badu right now. Before
Yeah.
that, it's like he was with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Before that, and it's not like he stopped. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's not like he stopped. Like you
Right.
can go find him and see him doing
You
what
can
he
still
do
see him now. Yeah,
over
he's
there.
definitely tangible. That yeah,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? He's over
I
there.
love what Story Boy's doing, man.
It's like Mark. Like Mark is another one. Like
I love
like
what
I said,
he's
he's
doing
talking
as
like
well. Yeah,
super
he
top
another one.
tier dancers. If it's just four ranks,
Yeah.
these are people who have
Yo, yeah, they outside of that understanding,
Yeah,
you know, they like on another level, man. They're not even supposed to be even in this system of ranks, you know, at all. You know, I would never even put
But
Storyboard. I'm just saying.
that's why when I made it, in my mind, it's like
But what
that,
I mean,
that historical tier is something.
right? What I meant by like, if Storyboard was like an active battler in the flexing scene, like that fourth tier, I would consider that the top god like level tier, like for super duper people. The third tier, I would consider that for like super elite people, like on another super elite level.
Yeah.
Like for example, like Crow and them. But that fourth tier, I would consider that for like super duper ultimate, like people that's like super. All right, let's use it in the sense of anime. You got planet busters, of course. You got people that can destroy continents, and under that island, under that mountain, under that. All right, Storyboard, I would consider a planet class threat. You know what I mean? You got another planet. You got other flexors saying they planet class as well, right? Yes, you could be planetary, but that means you're moon level. You're moon level. You have the ability to destroy a moon. But Storyboard, I'll consider a planet class threat. He's a planet class level person to destroy a planet. So he would be on a completely different tier, you know, than them. I looked at the fourth tier to be like that. Third tier is hot too. That's for moon busters and below. You know what I mean? They're moon level and low. But a planet class is that fourth tier, is a god. And in order to get to the fourth tier, you have to be rank 3 with a certain amount of wins, no matter what. That's the only way to get there. You can't be rank 2. Now, this is the tricky part. All right, then I'm gonna talk to Kels about this. The tricky part is how to make the rank system just a little more objective, because the rank system is very subjective. Reason being is because who decides who's good or not, and what criteria are you using exactly? See, if Flexing had a very, very put together system and you knew what the style was, you knew by actual criteria, okay, this is the style because of this and this and that. If you have this amount of punchlines, this mannerisms, if you have these techniques and this and that, you master at least 2 to 3 styles and they're mastered. You can go 3 rounds with these styles. You won battles 3 rounds with these styles. That is how you get ranked, blah, blah, blah.
So in a sense, you might as well say for all the styles that exist in Flex, everybody need to train in them and battle in them.
Yes, they should be able to go 3 rounds with those styles and get a win or so off of those styles.
Yeah,
and they also
it's like you train in the individual style, and then you have like at dance battles, you know, they have all style battles. So let's say we completely do that, but within our community where it's
right.
So we're gonna have a section off where it's you learn pausing, you learn time, and you learn connect. Well, for the sake of the Flex community, you learn pausing, you learn connecting, you learn get low, you learn phone breaking, you learn hat tricks. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like once you get these things down packed for each one, like you can move up in this class individually. But then there's a class for where all these elements are put together. And we're gonna decide really like, did this person really put on? And I think that's where, and I believe that's where a lot of dancers have to put ego, and although anything that goes with the ego, jealousy, and all them like bad vibes in my mind, like you got to move that out the way and just
move it out the way. Yeah,
you got to look at the art. The art. Well, how is the person really delivering the art? Is it clean? Is it sharp? Does it come with dimension? Like how do you really look at this thing?
Right. So we got to try to
really looking at who's nice.
Exactly. So that's how we make it. That's how we make it more objective. You know, it's never going to be truly objective, but we can make it more objective. You know, it could be truly objective if now the only way it could be truly objective, right, is if the OGs said set in stone, this is the exact blah, 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 the style, and these are the exact set techniques, the exact said this, the exact said that. But unfortunately, because there's discord within the community, there will never be that. You know, I don't want to say never, but there's not that now. So it would never be truly objective, but we can get it close to objective. Like it could be nigh objective, like, you know, close enough where it looks good. Like on paper, it looks good. Like,
yeah,
all right.
I would literally say, like, for it to be something, like, I would just say, like, yo, this is something that people are gonna look at and say, yo, I feel a way about this. I want to change it. Well, let's change it through the dancing. Let's make dancing fun. Like, it's like saying, yo, I'm on no team. I could battle anybody.
Right.
I think I'm not gonna say necessarily you got to detach yourself from a team. However, it's like, yo, listen, if this is not a group activity, y'all could come in as a group, but overall, somebody got to be the nicest.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we can't just collective. It's like saying, yo, you could talk about collateral and be like, yo, the group is nice, but who's the nicest in the group?
Yeah, exactly.
So main event is nice, but who's the nicest in main event?
In a group, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, granted, all these situations could be subjective and objective. However, if the grand mission is to really see based on who's left to showcase what they got, it's like, yo, let's do it now.
Right.
Because
indeed,
at the end of the day, it's like, who knows? Or based on the elements that's just opposite of do, go, take off.
yeah.
If you just the opposite of that, it's like, this is not for you. Like,
right,
this,
exactly, yeah.
Like recreation, and we should really do this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, this is going to bring,
like, yo, I don't mind taking off heads.
Right.
Yo, let's document it. Let's get this.
Yeah.
Does everybody want to chat? Like, yo, let's document this.
Yeah, this is gonna bring back the fun in this joint, man. OD. Seriously, man, it's gonna bring back a lot. You know, if they successfully implement these things, which I think they will. You know, he definitely Kels want me to put some input on it as well. I'm gonna talk to him, hit him up. Give him my ideas. Hopefully, like, you know, they get it set, man, because that's gonna make it so fun, man. Like, I like it a lot. Some people are opposed. It's always gonna be people that disagree. It's whatever, bro. Like, everybody didn't agree with Jesus or Buddha or anybody, you know, so it's whatever, bro. Like, you know, you're gonna always have disagreement with people, but as long as the majority rules, that is the golden rule. Majority rules. So as long as more people than not like it, hey, look, we good. You know what I mean? If everybody else is good with it, you know, I support it. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's great.
Trust me.
Yeah, I support it wholeheartedly.
I just want to see it get done. Like,
I want to see it get done too.
Participate.
I want to participate too. That got me like, bro, that motivated me. I was like, damn, I'll be a tier 1. They consider me maybe a rank 2 or something like that, but I'll be a tier 1. Yo, bro, that's gonna make me want to go hard about becoming a rank 3 and getting to the highest tier of them all, like tier 4. Like, I would immediately try to like aim for that. You know what I mean? Like, that is really inspiring. Like, I like that, bro. That made me want to have fun with it. You know, like, it puts back more fun in it. You know what I mean? Even like I talked to Tafari about it. Tafari likes the idea too. He said it's hot. Like, he said they could do that, bro. Like, they active, like, you know, in the game right now. Like, they active, they killing it. Like,
that's the thing, is like, for the dancers like a Tafari that's out there, it's like, I remember him telling me a dancer he want to battle. However, it's like, do you still have the spirit beyond that to engage?
Right. I know what you mean.
Like, who, like, if based on who's still out there, it's like, come outside.
Right. Exactly.
Come outside.
Exactly.
There's a free fall going on. Come outside.
Indeed,
like, it's the only way it's gonna be fun. Like, everybody gotta come outside.
Everybody definitely do, yeah, and that's gonna happen. I can see a lot of things changing.
Whoever can make it, make it. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Yo, listen.
I see a lot of change in the community, man. I really do. Like, some changes is happening. You see, I noticed Safari put out much more videos. You know, a lot of people are being more like, you know, visually there now, and I like that. You know, not everybody, but some people are being more like, you know, on point and making more appearances and stuff. And I think that's awesome. So hopefully we see more of that, man. You know, because I want to see the joint, you know, get better too, man. It's my community too. You know, I ain't from Brooklyn, but I love it. You know, Brooklyn raised me in some ways. So I love it. You know, I'm going to always support it. That's just what it is, you know. I'm going to always represent Brooklyn, man. You know what I mean?
So is the world going to expect any new videos from you?
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Up, time to close this window. Mosquito trying to come here already. Definitely. Yeah, I got 2 new hot joints coming out soon. I can't really say when the release will be on them because one of the guys that did the video, he kind of takes his time certain times, or sometimes he might be busy. But yes, I do got 2 projects coming out, man. Video wise, like visual projects.
Are you teaching?
Yes, I'm teaching or whatever like that. I'm teaching gliding. You know what I mean? I'm doing like online courses. Right now, I'm closing it down. I got too many students. I've been teaching like a lot of people, whatever, across the planet. So I want to like close that off for right now. It's just too much. It's overwhelming. So yeah, it's too much. They start spazzing. Like one day I just heard my cash app just going, it just started bugging. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I want to like, you know what I mean? I was about to refund one of them. I said, nah, bro. But I ended up finding a way to fit them in there. Yeah, so yeah, one day I just heard that just bugging. So I just said, you know what, man? But yeah, I'm definitely teaching, man. Anybody that's watching, man, go to zen.glide. That's my IG, Zen Glide. You know, from there is where you'll see most of my dance videos. On Facebook, I'm Zen Glide. And Adisa Dama. ADISA and then Dama. And you can find me on Facebook as well. That's my spiritual page if you want any spiritual, you know, wisdoms and stuff. My dance page is for funny, it's for jokes. You know, I have a 2-sided personality. I'm funny, I like to have fun, I like to joke. But I'm also very serious, very spiritual, you know. So I show people my different aspects or whatever. I would have did it in one page, but the one page got too many people up there. And you know, just too much. It was confusing. Then a lot of dancers, they Christians, other, you know, religions and stuff. And they got a little, you know, a little picky about what I was posting and stuff. So I just delete them off that and put them on that. Made my own, you know, separate page. So you got both of the pages, Zen Glide, you know, for Instagram and Facebook, and Adisa Dama for Facebook as well, you know, and that's where you can find me at. And there, if you know, you have any questions on learning gliding or whatever, hit me up, you know. Yeah. Because I'm teaching gliding right now. That's all I really teach. I only show people how to do gliding, like the basics of it, you know. They hit me up, ask me, like, bro, I want to learn gliding from you. So I'll be like, all right. You know?
That.
Yeah.
You learn your craft to share with the world.
Yes, sir.
When you do the work,
That's, yep.
That's no better way to explain it. Like, you do the work, you get the results.
You get the results. That's a fact. Well, I tell people, man, whatever you incline, that's what Buddha say, whatever you incline your mind to, that's what you become. It's the truth.
I like that. I'll definitely run with it. So, world, this has been another great episode of Dance Talk. As y'all can see, we had a great individual on the show, very intellectual, very spiritual. If y'all didn't get that, I hope you do when you watch it back, because I know I got it. He's a great guy.
Thank you.
Lock in with him. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all book him for them gliding classes. Break his cash app.
Yeah.
Break his cash app. You know what I'm saying? The man who does the work deserves the reward.
Thank you. Appreciate that, man.
Deserves the reward.
Much love to everybody, man. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Lovely interview. I'm happy. I'm thankful. Always, man. May y'all all be well and peaceful and have a prosperous life.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. I'm going to check you out, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, yo.
Take care.